Darb Tees presents Rob and Steve's No Budget All Spoiler Review Show. Episode 9, Super 8.
Ain't that a motel?
Welcome to Episode 9, Super 8, and if we were clever at all, we would have made Episode 8, Super 8.
We didn't think about that.
No, none of that going on. No thinking involved here. We just do things. And it usually works. No, never works. But yeah, this is a movie from, what, last year? Or was it 2 years ago? How old am I?
I
Jeez.
think it was
Was it 3 years old?
09? I think it was, I don't even know.
We should have checked Wikipedia.
The point is, it was on Netflix. We decided to watch it. Go.
Again, go. Yeah, and go. What did you think?
I thought overall, pretty entertaining. I enjoyed a lot of aspects of this movie. The children were really good in it. The acting was really good.
That's a rarity.
It's really hard to find
tolerable children.
Yeah. Something that was really good about them was they did such a good job of playing bad actors. They're shooting the film within the film, and so many scenes they have to play bad actors, and that's just really hard to pull off. But for the rest of the movie, they were just so good.
Or were they just bad actors who were pretending to be good actors for the rest of the movie?
Either way, it worked.
Yeah. Well, this movie really wanted to recapture that 80s Spielberg, Amblin vibe.
Right, this movie was trying so hard to just be an Amblin movie.
Please, I want to be Spielberg.
And speaking of the group of kids, it just wanted so hard to be like Goonies. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It lacked the emotion of those movies.
You know why? Because so many movies now, they're all about, we're a throwback. We're gonna make the movies that you remember growing up. We promise it'll be great. But no, it's like a bad cover band. It's like going to see a play or a musical and coming home and acting it out for your friends. It's like you get kind of like the basics, but you don't really understand why it worked and why people enjoyed it. And like stuff like awful CG just takes me out of the movie. And just it's like it felt like he had a sheet of the checklist, you know.
Right.
Got to make a Spielberg movie, you know. Young kids, young love, you know, an alien, wide eyes.
Right, because like so many movies are just trying to do that. They're just trying to recapture the magic of those films. And back then, that's not what they were doing. They were just making a movie, and the magic just happened. And now they're not trying to recreate the magic. They're just trying to resell you the nostalgia.
Yeah, exactly. That's what all, like, seriously, like every movie that comes out, hey, remember in the 80s we had Transformers? Here they are, and they're awful. And yeah, so much of that has become just big business. It's just trying to recapture and failing, just failing miserably. Like, they're not sincere. Those movies were honest. They were just stories, and they wanted to be told, and they came from the heart. And not so much with like Super 8, but well, I don't want to rag on it too much. I mean, I enjoyed it too. I mean, what do you think of Abrams? Did he do a good job, or?
This one, he did a pretty good job. I usually have a big problem with Abrams. He just has this need for you to know that he directed the movie. He has these classic shots, like Spielberg has his shots, and Spielberg's a good director, and they become these iconic shots that he puts in all his movies. Abrams just wants that. It's like, that's like the tone of the movie. Like, he's not trying to create these iconic shots for the sake of the shots. He's trying to create these iconic shots to let you know, hey, J.J. Abrams directed this movie. The lens flare, the quick pan and zoom, those are signature.
I hate that, always with the special effects, the CG, like, zoom. It's always awful, and it's like, oh, yep, that's Abrams. See, that's the thing. He's established that as his go-to shots, and so now it is, it's Abrams, but not in a good way. Like, that was Abrams.
I feel like in most movies they're just overbearing, but in this one, it's not as bad. Like, it's a little bit more subtle.
Tone it down a little bit.
I mean, there's definitely quite a bit of lens flare, but overall, it's it's a little bit more subtle in this movie than it is in say like Star Trek.
Yeah, and that's something Abrams could use as a little subtlety.
Yeah.
But my big problem with the movie is its uneven tone. Like, it tries to be and do everything. Like, oh, it's a coming-of-age story, and like, oh, it's a drama, but oh, there's action, but wait, it's a horror movie, but wait, we got stoner comedy. What? I don't get it. Like, for me, it just didn't mesh well. It was like eating, you know, a chocolate bacon tuna fish sandwich. Like, it sounds great, like the individual components, but then you're just like, oh, and then there's just lens flare coming out of the sandwich, and you're zooming in on it.
I think you're confusing characters with genres. Like, I don't know. Like, I see what you mean, but I don't feel that same way. Like, they had the one guy who's a pothead, but I don't feel like they were trying to make it a stoner comedy. Just a lot of things like that. I agree, like, some of it, like, didn't really fit well, and, like, they really only use, like, say, like, that stoner character for, like, 2 different scenes. And so it's either make him a more integral character or get him out of there.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't feel like it really hampered the movie too much or hindered it in any way. I don't know, I never really got that feeling. I had my own reasons for not liking a lot of this movie.
Well, if only we had a review show in which you could explain said reasons.
Well, I mean, I didn't care. I don't know how you felt, but I didn't care for the character design, or the creature design, I should say.
Ooh.
The alien.
Yeah, I don't really know what he was going for. I don't know if he was going for like was it supposed to be like gritty or something? I don't really like. Honestly, I don't know. Like something like E.T. is simple, it's inspired, it captures so many emotions in such a simple design, and this alien was just a gobbledygook mush of CG. Like, if you asked me to draw it, I would just do like Ramona Flowers' hair and just hand it over to you. Here, just.
Well, we have one man to thank for that. This guy, Neville Page. He's been J.J. Abrams' go-to creature guy for a few of his movies. He did, I don't know if you really remember, the alien in Star Trek that Chris Pine is running from.
No.
No, of course not, because it's also a gobbledygook
I don't remember.
CG. It's awful. But he also did the Cloverfield monster. And I felt like, you know what this alien was? He was just a smaller Cloverfield. That's all he looks like. He's got weird, like, I couldn't even tell how many limbs he had. Same thing with Cloverfield. Like, I don't know. To this day, I don't know how many legs that creature had.
I love Cloverfield. I think it's great. But yeah, like, the final reveal of it, and it's, like, staring down at you. It's just so
it's got
awful.
That weird overbite or
like,
underbite or whatever.
It's not good. And he needs to just step away. Let someone else, like, I want, like, Stan Winston, I want, like, classic creature design.
He's embedded now, though.
Him
and Abrams, they're tight. So he's going to be in all his movies from now on.
Well, anything you wanted to wrap up with this? Overall, I felt pretty entertaining, all over the place.
Really good kid acting.
Good kid acting.
Decent coming-of-age story within this action movie.
Which I actually could have just watched the coming-of-age movie, like Stand By Me. Like, this whole alien nonsense. Completely just I really didn't need it.
I don't know, like maybe it could have worked as a standalone movie. I feel like if it was a true 80s movie and not just a throwback, the fat kid would have been just a pun of jokes and not the main character. He would have also just been called Fat Kid, and he wouldn't have been named Charlie.
He would have been truffling, shuffling all over the place. That's how he would have gotten around. So yeah, I don't know. I'd say let's just keep doing it for another 3 minutes until you get it. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.